What's up, everybody? It's Carpo here. I'm making a video from the bus. I'm in a bus. You know, I mean, you'd think, you've got a bus, you could take it out and go on trips. I guess from my perspective, growing up, wishing I had something like this, you know. When we first got it, I just thought, wow, this is the most amazing thing. And over the last year, of course, the novelty has worn off, and now it's our bus. I still love her, but I missed that passion I had when we first got her, and I was doing a lot of remodeling out here. And I started thinking about this being kind of the hippie type, if you will. I can't escape that label. I can't get away from it. I mean, I'm sitting in a bus listening to Grateful Dead. Damn, I mean, what do you... Of course. I can't escape that title, even though I don't believe that hippies exist today in the capacity they did, and it was an era, kind of like, you know, beatniks. But I was thinking today about technology, and I was thinking about being into music and being a musician. I love technology. I mean, I'm fascinated with, you know, the way that recording studios and the way all the little buttons work on things and different wires and stereos. And I started thinking about the innovation and where that comes from, like the interest in these things, and how it just... And then I started thinking about Silicon Valley, and I thought, you know, it's funny, a lot of the people who live down there and run a lot of these software places, they're kind of ex-hippies, if you will. A lot of people were influenced by psychedelics, or their experiences just in kind of the counterculture, if you will. So it's an innovative type of culture, but at the same time, there's a whole segment of it that's kind of like, oh, dirty hippies mentality. And since I grew up in it, going to Dead shows when I was like in my, 16, 17, we used to go to any Dead show we could. And I was like, it was just the best time, you know, to be able to just be free and go travel barefoot and have long hair and a tie-dye and not even care. And then as you get older, you know, that kind of faded out. You have to grow up. You have to become an adult. And so, you know, fast forward a couple decades, and here I am growing my hair out again, and just can't seem to escape that kind of, I don't know, it's the life I live. I love music. I like family. I like art. I love all of these things that are kind of the counterculture or hippie culture type things. And I started comparing it to what people might call the ravers of today. You know, a lot of folks don't understand really, you know, kind of the Burning Man culture, for example. Burning Man culture would be an evolution of kind of that counterculture hippie mentality, if you will. But it's different. And the thing is, each person is unique in the way they perceive and what it means to them. I've never been to Burning Man. I go to the regional each year, which is coming up in a couple months, and that's in Oregon. And I like meeting a lot of really creative, yet very sarcastic and cynical people. It's one of the most interesting things, the correlation. I'm not going to say there's causation there, but there's definitely a correlation between snippety, snarky attitudes and extreme creativity. So it's almost like people who are inventors or creators don't put up with bullshit from other people, but they know how to have fun too. If you don't know how to have fun, you're just missing the whole point. So I don't know, growing up in this world, you know, it's kind of frustrating because we're stuck in this forced paradigm that I don't necessarily want to partake in, but I have to, you know. These systems which are placed upon us, and it's no wonder that so many people want to just, you know, run off in the woods naked, metaphorically or literally, and you know, kind of build their cabin and hide away from society. The idea of getting off the grid or escaping society is very romantic because there's just so much bullshit to contend with. But I'm not going to go as far as to say that that's the be-all, end-all. I'm a human being, but I'm a city boy in a way, or a suburb boy. I very much enjoy all of the ability to go out and get food when I need it, the ability to have a bus and drive it and go camping and have fun. But with that comes the obligation of being a citizen, of being responsible, paying your taxes, you know, going to work, getting things done, raising a family. All of those are very burdensome. And so the family aspect of it has always been there. And so is the work. So it's nothing new. It's just the way that we have to go about it today. You know, the way that people are being forced to raise their kids a certain way, and this idea of helicopter parenting, and the fact that they call kids who walk to the park by themselves free-range kids, you know, and parents get arrested and charged because their kids go to the park by themselves when they're 10 years old. I mean, it's just preposterous. The world that we live in is so just draining that it's like, when you look at the extreme, which I guess would be that counterculture, with naked kids running around playing in dirty streams, and a group of people thinking, oh my God, look at the way they let their kids live. They don't punish them. They don't get angry at them. They just live in this delusional life. Well, you know what? Interestingly enough, I read an article last night that I would highly recommend. I think I shared it on my community section because I liked it. It was about how Inuits raise their children. And the Inuit tribe, it said they never get angry or raise their voice at their children, no matter what their kids do. And in fact, they even... they saw one lady who's letting her daughter throw rocks at her, and then saying, oh, does that make you feel big, or, you know, are you a big girl, that kind of thing. It's kind of like you're growing up in the real world. You need to see the real world consequences of what you do, not just be yelled at. But the one thing that they found is that yelling at your kids over time, basically it puts it into their minds while they're developing that that's the way to solve problems. And so when I think about the hippie kids that are playing in the dirt and that aren't punished, or at least not punished severely or spanked or anything, and I think that's always the kind of mentality I've had. That's how I've raised my kids. You know, I don't spank my kids. I mean, there have been times when they've gotten themselves in some serious, dangerous situations, and I feel like you know, swatting them on the butt is the only way, but not like a bare ass just spank, spank. I mean, I just never understood that. And I also never understood just screaming at your children, because it doesn't do any good. But being a parent can be frustrating. And so us learning how to deal with it teaches our kids how to deal with it, in a way. Another aspect to that kid, you know, the kid who isn't punished, who's playing in the dirt, we grew up saying, oh, you know, don't get your kids, so, you know, let them play in the dirt, don't let them eat dirt. Oh, there's germs and bacteria and viruses out there. And now we're finding that it's that very playing in the dirt and getting dirty that allows us to build up the immune system we need to survive this world. The same reason so many peanut allergies exist today is because they say that if you want to not be allergic to peanut butter, you should be giving your kids small amounts of peanut butter while they're in the womb, eating it as a mother, and then giving them small amounts as a small child to get them adapted to it. But that maybe we're creating our own... perhaps maybe we're creating our own allergies, but at the same time we're creating our own sickness by not allowing our immune systems to develop. So maybe that kind of older way of raising children, the primal way, is the right way. I don't know. Each kid is unique. I'm not here to say it's one way or another. I'm doing the best I can as a parent with the kids I have, and hopefully they turn out as wise and kind and caring as my older son, who's 25 now. At least gives me a glimpse of hope, you know, that we must have done something right. But either way, you know, them growing up in this world, it's just, I don't know. It's a pretty gross world in some ways, but it's also very beautiful. There's just so much to see, and it's all perception. So, anyhow, I gotta go. I'm gonna go pick up my kids from school right now, actually. It's a half-day Friday, so I'll bid you all farewell. I'm going to get back to pruning my tree now, after I pick them up and try to get something done in the sunshine, because spring is here. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out.